Hi everyone, this is a quick video on the board of directors topic. We have all kind of requests lately to join all kind of boards and initiatives, and from startups to kindergarten board of directors, right? We decided with Razvan, after we do a lot of work with ITEA already in the steering group, which is kind of a reviewing activity more, not so much board of directors, but in the same kind of space with some responsibility attached to it. So we decided that we will investigate this board of directors topic and where can we do that best.
Pressure is a form of everyday life. Most people are not trained and not prepared to handle pressure. Those organizations and those individuals that handle the strains that they face are the ones that are able to see through complexity. The Board Directors Program at Henley is unique. It has one of the largest databases on earth concerning board directors, top teams, managers, what they do right, what they do wrong, and the skills required. And in that sense, this program is based on that research and its findings. One of the things that we do in terms of benefits is we concentrate on what seems to work, the critical skills in terms of what works. We pay a lot of attention to stewardship. How do we engineer circumstances so that we really have high-performing organizations? The teaching mechanism is multiple sessions. We have experts coming in from different fields, and they'll give their point of view, and then we bring it all together and ask one question: are you the person that's ready to go on a board? The reason to come to Henley Business School is we are trying to train for very unique capabilities. We are focusing on performance. We're looking for people with an ability to deal with complexity. They have the willpower and they have the sensitivity to form relationships with individuals, and at the same time the resilience to see through pressure. Most people love Henley. The grounds, the river, the location. The sign of a good program is when all that is irrelevant. So what I hear is when people first turn up, what a lovely place. And what I hear when they leave is, what a great program.
All right, so you might wonder why on Henley? Because this is the best place where you can do a crash course on what it takes to be in a board of directors and what exactly a board of director means, right? And we came because we were just curious. So Razvan and I, we decided, okay, let's just go and see what it takes, what kind of information you need. And it was a great experience. Now, if you wonder what kind of things can you learn in the course, in a second I'll let Andrew explain his perspective, like from the person who organizes and put together not only the course but the whole governance methodology. But from a participant perspective, it was nice because we had primarily access to people who really got the job done, who really passed through this experience, and learning from them is great. You get to hear from people who actually really have done this work.
I like the most the people that I meet here. I like the teacher and instructors. It was very nice. In the first day, Chris Pierce has a very introductive and interesting session about what is a board of directors, what it is chairman of the board job, and also at the end of the first day, a presentation from Corn Ferry. It was from Doug McAllister, and he presented us a very pragmatic way, number of steps, how to get into a board of directors, what the headhunters and search firms are looking for candidates, where are they looking, what are the skills that they are looking for, and so on. Very interesting and very applied.
So here we are at Henley, a unique chance to talk to Andrew about this program. I attended the program, I liked it, and I just wanted to ask a few things and take this chance to promote and tell you what this program is all about. So Andrew, why don't you go ahead? Who are you? Why we make this program for board of directors?
Well, I'm Professor of Governance and Leadership at Henley Business School. We came to Henley, my wife and I, 10 years plus ago to start a governance unit, because governance was going to be one of the biggest issues this world is facing, and that has turned out to be true. So we started with the very first program, which is the one you were on, and that was a 2-day program for board directors to try and give people who may be a board director or wanting to go on a board a view as to what it really takes to function effectively on a board. It's a 2-day program, board directors program. We also have a virtual program which lasts a week, 1.5 hours per week for 6 weeks with coaching at the end of it. And then we have a series of other programs. So Henley with us is becoming now an internationally centered governance unit, really with up-to-date research.
How did you come to do it? When exactly was this need identified? You said nicely in the beginning of the course, right? Like in the 90s, they realized there's a gap in formalizing these things, and you did some work, right? Because it's data-driven kind of. This is I think amazing about the course, right? It's not someone's opinion, but it's grounded actually into data, right?
The research started quite a few years ago. I was not at Henley. I was at a school called Cranfield School of Management. And the big question mark there was the really opening up of the markets after the sort of socialist regimes in Britain and Europe. And Maggie Thatcher came in, and the big question mark was, how do we function effectively in order to make money, but also show respect to people and communities?
We have a duty to make sure that every penny piece we raise in taxation is spent wisely and well.
So the research started to just find out, first of all, what is governance? Because it wasn't clear. And secondly, what are boards? Because boards were really positions where you got some social status, you met people, but you weren't really very effective.
Someone has to add up the figures. Every business has to do it. Every housewife has to do it. Every government should do it.
And then Maggie Thatcher and the government asked me to run a national program, to create a national program, which brought together ministers, civil servants, chairmen, CEOs, business, the big charities, UN. And the issue there was to get the brains of Britain together so that we can combine governance and leadership. It was called the Top Management Program. It ran for very many years, and at its height, it was the real challenge to the Harvard Strategy Program. I remember the Harvard Strategy Program had a waiting list of about 18 months. Here, we had a waiting list of 26 months. So the top people wanted to understand what it means to govern a company and a nation.
There are multiple types of board directors, right? Obviously, there are multiple types of business. Maybe the 3 main categories would be for companies, and then there is, of course, charity and public institutions. So all these kind of types were covered. We discussed about what it takes to be in a board, what kind of people you need, what kind of chemistry you need between the people there, what kind of decisions they are asked to do, what kind of qualification you need to have to be there. There was a whole section on detailing the steps on how the recruitment for the board of directors is done, what kind of things and experience you need to accumulate along the road to be there. It was very, very interesting. Of course, we discussed the structure, but everything was applied, it was like with real people. Again, I think the benefit, and if you wonder what can they tell you in a couple of days, well, they can bring people who actually have done the work. And I think this is the most valuable thing that they put together.
One of the key representatives of the World Bank, Chris Pierce.
Yeah.
We have the head of the Chartered Secretaries Association, and really this is the most powerful association in the world. We have one of the speakers who's really dealing with risk right across Britain, Gary Honey. We have some of the top consultants in search. How do we get onto a board position? And we have a very accomplished chair, Charlotte Balleur. She's held chair positions across the world and in different domains, and she really is a spokesperson for rights.
It was a great chance to talk to people who were in the course, right, in their own quite well-established professionals, right, would be board members or already board members, and also the mentors that you just mentioned.
We had to combine research with practice. So we looked at individuals who had done something really quite exceptional in their practice, from the ones who were looking at a different form of looking at finance, or Chris, who was looking at how the World Bank is going to govern major institutions across the world. And we actually have now a list of speakers we can call upon. We can't abuse the speakers because they give up their time for nothing and they really enjoy it when they're here. So we have a list of speakers over the years that we've built up who, one, are highly innovative, two, advanced in their field, and three, they can communicate well with an audience.
Henley here, let's stop for a second at Henley. It's such a nice place, right?
It's a wonderful place.
It's an amazing place. And I love how you put it, we come at Henley, we are amazed by how the location looks, and then when we go home, we are amazed by the course, right? That was a good...
And funnily enough, the comment, Henley's, it is amazing, by the way. We've got the River Thames in the background there on a sunny day. It's wonderful. But funnily enough, Henley, the location, could be your biggest competitor because people come here to do a course. And they actually walk away by being satisfied with Henley, not the course.
No, it is great. It's great both ways.
We really work very hard to make Henley attractive when you come, and then when you go, you're mesmerized by the course. So that was the objective. But does it have a fascinating history? Yes, Henley was the first business school of the UK, October 1945. It was the property of the W.H. Smith family, the millionaires. It has been at the foremost end of management, education and development for the last 50, 60 years, and now it's part of Reading University. It's a faculty.
And the weather was absolutely great. It's English weather not, probably, because I haven't seen so much sun in ages. Again, very nice here at Henley, very smart people. Thank you all to all the participants. I met great people here, and thank you also all the people who contributed, like the mentors and the people who talked. I really appreciated the candid way and frank and honest, and there were a lot of discussions. It was not just this polite no, they talk about corruption, they talk about all kind of challenges that a board might face in several locations and so on. So there were hard topics addressed, and very, very good. AI featured prominently into discussions, although it's not about AI, the course, obviously. How do you think AI will speed up the way people will consume and analyze data, and even the dynamic of being able to do kind of more and faster, maybe in an analytical way, even at board member? You think that will be something immediate, or
it already is? I mean,
yeah.
There are in certain countries like Japan, a board director is already an AI unit.
Oh, wow.
So is AI speeding up data? Undoubtedly.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to do all sorts of things to the markets, like how insurance is paid out for accidents, for storms that wipe out your whole crop? For sure. Where the confusion in the marketplace, and it's not AI, the confusion in the marketplace is AI will be very good for the modeling around finance and compliance. So you'll be able to see what you need to do quickly with immediate evidence. What AI cannot do is judge what is important for stewardship. Mm-hmm. So when we have very delicate problems, where you have an ESG problem that a company can't integrate but the press is after that company, when we have diversity issues or sustainability issues, what can AI do in its very logical manner? It cannot read context. So it's how we use AI that's important. And if we use AI well, it is the servant of stewardship. At the moment, AI in the minds of some is that stewardship is the servant of AI, which means disaster.
We had the section of profiling the people with the methodology behind, like how the selection goes, but what kind of characters you need to have in the board of directors, what kind of, and how the dynamic can change depending on how people do. A good board of directors, like any other good team, most of the things that we learn here are not applying only to board of directors. They are basically working in any setup, in any team, right? Many of the things hold true for any team. You need to have a dynamic and constructive contradiction, and challenge each other while still respecting, and so on. So all these things were discussed, but with consequences. There were a lot of real use cases that we have analyzed, and we looked how things have developed for some companies depending on the board's contribution or the board functioning or dysfunctioning, right? We look at the relationship between board and execs and non-execs, and a lot of very, very good things. So if you want a crash course on the topic, I think Henley upon Thames and Henley Business School is definitely one of the great places to be, and I really, really love it and enjoy it. When will you have the next in November? So in November you can go and sign in for the course.
Yeah, and the course after that is in June next year.
And the course is in June. And one last question, because I'm from Romania. So basically you have a master in Romania. You mentioned it in the beginning, but maybe you can give more details. So if people want to do a Henley associated master, it's possible to do it in Romania, right? Yeah.
And all of the learning that we gained, we put it into a master's degree. It took a little bit of time to get it through committee because it's so new, but now this is the only degree in the world at master's level which looks at your practice, the person. Not the compliance, not the law, not the processes and procedures, but it actually examines the capacity of you to deal with complexity. There's an organization in Romania known as Envisia. I'm the chair of Envisia. The rest of the organization is all women.
All right.
And I can't tell you how good they are. They're fantastic. So they're acting as agents, but Envisia is known as the Romanian first business school.
Okay.
And they now run programs for the Bucharest Stock Exchange and for various other clients. So they're beginning to branch out. I'm beginning to branch out with them into Bulgaria, into Moldova, into Austria. So this program, together with Envisia, the first site in the world for this program was Romania.
Again, a very nice place for a holiday. Henley on Thames is a place to be, and if you're lucky to have this kind of weather, it's absolutely amazing. But I think it's great any other day. There is a regatta in 2 weeks, so all these people are training hard here. You might come for the regatta, if not for something else. And England countryside is as amazing as you can see. Very, very nice place, and I'm really lucky I had the chance to meet these people and to work here. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for the course. People follow up if you want to learn more. If you want to learn more about what it takes to be in a board of directors, what the board of directors does, this is a great chance, right? And this is the place and the people to do the learning. Thank you very much, Andrew, again.
Thank you very much. It's been such a pleasure.
It was a great time, man. Thank you all for watching. It's really, really nice to be here, and I hope it helped you. And if you're interested in the topic, you really can learn something, and this is a good place to start if you want to understand what the board of directors is doing. Thank you.
In an endless sea with you, sailing under the rain. The only color of my blues is made of dust and sand. Drifting, it's every day the same. Clouds pass me by, and I'm bound to take my time until I found you. The wind must send me home to you before the harvest starts again. And if the light don't shine on through, will you still recall my name? Drifting, it's every day the same. Clouds pass me by, and I'm bound to take my time until I found you. I've been here and almost everywhere. I sailed the 7 seas while you sat down on your chair. You've been good to me, have I been good to you? Lost in the ends of gravity, soon I'll get back to blue. Drifting, it's It's every day the same. Clouds pass me by, and I'm bound to take my time. Clouds pass me by, and I'm bound to take my time until I find you.